And we will start our parallelization today. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to room 6 of parallelization 4 of LLTC 2022. My name is Risa and I will be the person in charge of this room. I will also act as the timekeeper and will be reminding the presenter verbally or through the chat box 2 minutes before the time is up. In this parallelization, the presenter will have 15 minutes to present, and the Q&A session will be led by the PIC, and it will be held at the end after all presentations are finished. And each presentation will be moderated by the next presenter. So without further ado, let us begin with the first presentation by Yulia Nugrahini, and it will be moderated by Ms. Muawinatul Laili. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you for giving me time to moderate Ms. Yulia's presentation. Okay, and here Ms. Yulia's presentation will be delivered entitled EFL Teachers. Is it right? Or the effect? Yeah, the effect of syndicate group method. Yeah, the effect of, sorry, the effect of syndicate group method on the A-grade student's ability in reading narrative text, delivered by Ms. Yulia Nugraini from Universitas Bhinneka PGRI Indonesia. Okay, as the Mr. Ceremony said that we have, Mr. Julia have 15 minutes to present your slide, and then the Q&A session will be in the end of this meeting of this room. Okay, Ms. Yulia Nugraini, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you. Sorry. I will share my presentation. Wait.
Miss Yulia, do you have problem with your slide?
Yes. I have a problem with my slide.
Is it possible that you send to your friend and then to maybe to PIC?
No,
No.
this slide is ready.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Is that clear for my PowerPoint?
Actually, I didn't see your PowerPoint.
No, you didn't see. Sorry.
I don't know about another audience.
We haven't seen your PowerPoint, Miss.
Is that clear, Miss Risa?
Still didn't appear on my
Yeah,
screen.
it didn't appear.
Yeah.
Sorry. Maybe I need your help, Miss Risa, to my PowerPoint.
Is it possible if Miss Julia sent to WhatsApp
Yes.
group and then the PIC help to present the slide?
WhatsApp. I think that WhatsApp group is not.
Yep. It's not allowed by the participant, only the admin.
Yeah.
It's not the admin, I think.
Or do you want to send it to my WhatsApp?
Okay, if possible to present to
I'll send my number to you in the chat box.
Okay. Thank you, Miss Risa.
I think while waiting for Miss Yulia, can we move to the next presentation first to Miss Muawinatul Laili and Miss Anna?
Okay.
Yes, I think so.
It's okay, Bu Yulia.
Yeah. Okay, then I will help Miss Julia to be the moderator. Okay,
Okay.
so before we begin the presentation, I will introduce the second presenters first. So there are Muhammad Aris Izzuddin, Muaminatul Laili, and Ana Kristanti from Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Sidoarjo. And then the title of the research is The Implementation of Differentiated Instruction to Enhance the Students' Creativity in Sidoarjo. And then the presentation will be last for 15 minutes. And the Q&A session will be held after all presentations are finished. So now the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Miss Risa. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Here I'm Laili, and then also Bu Ana as my team in our research. I apologize that one of us, Mr. Aris Izzuddin, cannot join this meeting because he has another activity. Okay, and let me to share. I would like to share my screen here. Sorry. Wait. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry for taking the time. Okay, here I would like to present our paper entitled The Implementation of Differentiated Instruction to Enhance the Students' Creativity. The setting is in Sidoarjo, and then we have research. This kind of research is during last month, and this one is the objective of, this one is the presenter, Mr. Aris Izzuddin, and Bu Ana Kristanti, and also I, Muaminatul Laili, and we are from Universitas Nahdlatul Ulama Sidoarjo. And then the objective of our research is to explain the implementation of differentiated instruction in school, enhance the students' creativity. Okay. Actually, we can say that to describe also about how the students implement the differentiated instruction when they have teaching and learning activity with the students. Okay, and then differentiated instruction was an approach implemented by the teacher as activity teacher, as commonly called by Guru Penggerak in Sidoarjo. And then this way, this research is conducted qualitative case study with observation and interview data collection technique. The research subject were two activator teachers of our Guru Penggerak. One was from elementary school and the other was from junior high school located in Sidoarjo. We choose two kind of teachers as subject, as our subject in this research, categorized in elementary school and the junior high school. And the elementary school teacher, she conducted differentiated content. The differentiated content, the teacher prepared two kinds of materials for lower and general students. It means that when the teacher conduct the learning and teaching process, they focus on the differentiated content and they prepare all the materials to categorize to lower student and general student. And for the differentiated product, the teacher did some techniques of assessment for the student. The student can choose their product to submit as the learning result. So when the student give the instruction, as commonly stated by differentiated instruction, the student can choose freely which kind of the product to submit as the learning result. And the junior high school teacher, the teacher implemented differentiated product. Here, the teacher will give the assessment indicator state. For example, when the teacher asks the student to write an invitation for a birthday or a wedding party, the student can choose what kind of the product that can be their final project of this instruction. For example, it can be in form of the video, paper, or painting based on the patient like performance also. So the student can freely choose based on their patient which one it can be their product based on the teacher instruction. And then the instructional process made the students more creative since they enjoy the activities and assessment process. As we know that creativity is not easily to measure, but we know that when the student give their own idea, the original idea, and how they performance, they can create some product in form of the video, in form of the painting or writing, or maybe spoken, and they have to record in a video. It concludes to creativity based on the one instruction, as I stated before. Okay, and then they could express their idea freely and happily in accomplishing assessment tasks. When we do some interview with the teachers in elementary and also in junior high school, they said that the student can express their feeling when they do some activity in differentiated learning, because they will have more enjoyable learning, and they feel happy when the teacher give like it's kind of like a freedom in learning and to choose what kind of the product based on the teacher instruction, and they can make it by their creative, by based on their idea, and also how to develop something to be a new or something interesting as their project. Okay, and the suggestion based on the result of our research, the suggestion for other researchers is to investigate the effectiveness of differentiated instruction on a specific subject. It means that when we did this research, we only explained about how the student implemented the differentiated learning, and it is not the deeper research, and it better when the next researcher can do more and how to conduct another focused research on the effectiveness differentiated instruction or differentiated learning on a specific subject, maybe on a English subject or some other subject. Okay, this kind of documentation based on our observation and our research, this kind of the learning activity that conducted by the teacher and the student can do the learning freely, and they can express their idea in the classroom. Okay, this is our appendixes and the documentation based on our research. Okay, I think enough for my presentation, and would be like to continue to next presenter. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Muawinatul Laili and Ms. Anna for the insightful presentations. And now we will move to the next presentation first by Ms. Yulia Nugraini, and the operator. You can share your screen. Can you see in the screen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the second presentation will be delivered by Ms. Yulia Nugraini from Universitas Bhinneka PGRI, and the title of the research is The Effect of Syndicate Group Method on the 8th grade students' ability in reading narrative text. So the presentation will last for 15 minutes, and then for Ms. Yulia, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Risa, for your help. I will present my paper, and this is the title is The Effect of Syndicate Group Method on 8th grade student ability in reading narrative text. This research conduct in 2021 and 2022 academic year, collaborating with my student in I think this called PLP or PPL in junior high school in Karangrejo. So I choose this method. This is syndicate group, the keyword, and reading, narrative text. This is the syndicate group method is one of group, or maybe you can call this is some of one of the method with grouping. So the student can share the problem and then more fun with friends in this group. So I, as a researcher, using the syndicate group method and design this research to know whether any significant difference when the achievement, especially in reading narrative text, before and after using this syndicate group method. I use the pre-experimental design with one group and pre-test, post-test. Maybe you can, yes, the abstract. One group pre-test, post-test, and this is the subject of 8th grade junior high school in Karangrejo, one of junior high school in Tulungagung. And the population of this research, or my research, is 367 students, and I choose one class. This is 8A or class A. The total of the students are 34, and I apply this syndicate group in this class with the process in pre-test first, and then I give this treatment for the student, and then the last, after I give this treatment, I give this test in post-test. And the result in my research, I use the per sample t-test formula with SPSS 21.0 for Windows. Okay, next, for introduction, maybe why I choose this method. So when we observation with the activity in junior high school, especially in Karangrejo, the English teacher, maybe they can deliver the material from especially from narrative text to their student. So I, as a lecturer or TPL in this school, with my student from Universitas Bhinneka, give the treatment or the syndicate group in the class to what kind of the name is the teacher in this class apa ya, say about what the problem when they explain about reading text. So I give some of the method this syndicate group, and the teacher say okay to conduct my research, and then in this research based on Lohe, the syndicate learning, or that is tutorless small group. So the student 5 or 6, 3 or 6 students can independent group to achieve this reading material or the topic. And then according to Surgener, the student can working, and then they can use some material from internet and the other source to get the argument, and then based on the two source, so I give the syndicate group method to the 8th grade student in the junior high school in Karangrejo. Next, the method when I get the result. This is pre-experimental research. So the process is pre-test first, and then give the treatment. The last is post-test. The test procedure, I give the test consists of 25 questions to the student, and all of the score is 100, and then the scoring, the test is scored objectively by adding up number the right answer. So next slide. This is the formula to get my score number or scoring in the pretest and the post-test. This is the finding. When I get the result, this is indicate some of them is or based on the treatment in syndicate group, indicate that using syndicate group methods is effective, especially in narrative text. So the conclusion, reading can be taught by using syndicate group method is included of cooperative learning. And then the using syndicate group method was effective in teaching reading narrative text. So we can say the syndicate group method was effective to increase the reading skill if it was shown the increased score post-test student, which was more higher than pre-test after researcher using in the treatment using group method, syndicate group method. And the next slide, finding discussion, it means that the student achieve better score reading narrative after they thought using syndicate group, in especially in class A. And the conclusion, the last based on the results, the researcher can conclude that achievement of reading skill with using syndicate group is significant difference from thought before and then after using the syndicate group. So we can get some conclusion. Firstly, syndicate group method focus on group. It means to get good teamwork and discussion between one of the student with other student to solve some problem. And the second, syndicate group method give rest and variation to student in learning experience. So we can say syndicate group is more effective as a media teaching learning, especially in reading narrative text. Thank you. This is for sharing my research. Okay. Thank you. Back to Miss Risa.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Julia, for the insightful presentation. And now, after hearing the presentation from the two presenters, now we are entering the Q&A session. And then if you want to ask question to the presenters, please mention your name, affiliation, to whom the question is addressed, and what the question is. So for the participants, do you have any question for the presenters? Okay, so we have a question from Mr. Pius for Ms. Laili. Writing in the video, how do students do this? How do the teachers do the learning assessment? What kinds of learning assessment were applied? Is the project an individual or group project? So for Ms. Laili, do you want to answer the questions directly now?
Yes, thank you for the question.
Okay.
Pak Pius ya tadi ya, and then here about the writing assignment and the student can produce in video the instruction about the writing assignment, but the teacher give the some ideas to the student you can do in some kind of the product example, and then for example, write a narrative text, and then they have to when they have to be patient in speaking, for example, they can early tell about the narrative text, and then they can produce also in the like some video, and then record when they tell about the narrative text itself. And then maybe here Bu Ana can help me to answer and to give the detail about this implementation.
Okay, thank you, Bu Wiwin. Differentiated learning, it means that the teacher take account in the differences of the students. In this case, in teaching learning process, and the teacher focus on the differentiation of the students. In this case, the lower, the middle, and the higher competence of students. And then in assessment process, in this case, the teacher realizes that the students have their own passion in this case, and then their own competence in student like it, and the other likes speaking, for example. So in one indicator of assessment, for example, the students are able to write an invitation letter. In this case, the teacher gives opportunity to the students to submit their products in forms, in different forms in this case. So if one student like speaking, they can create a video invitation. In this case, the other students, however, if they like writing, they can write the invitation in a paper, or they can write the invitation in the form of digital invitation. They can have a free form of product. Yes, the differentiation here, the assessment, the teacher has a free. The teacher give a free free choice to the students. So the teacher give opportunity to the students to choose what kind of product they want to submit to accomplish the assessment task. That's the point.
Okay,
Do you-
thank you.
Do you use similar rubrics or different kinds of rubric and
Yeah.
giving score to the students, or does the teacher give you analyze teacher, right? Did the teacher use similar rubrics or different rubric for every student?
Okay, of course, there is the main rubric in this case, for example, invitation, the generic structure of invitation, that's the main point. But in the form of assessment, or for example, which is a paper, video, or presentation, there is a added rubric for this. So the main rubric is the generic structure, and then if the students perform in video or digital, so there is a rubric for the product in.
So there are two kinds of rubrics.
Yes, two kinds of rubric.
Okay, Mr. Pius, does it answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Muawinatul Laili and Ms. Anna, for answering Mr. Pius' question. And then we also still have the question from Mr. Pius for Ms. Yulia. How long does it take to implement complete learning syndicate method? Is it only applicable for writing course, or is it applicable for any kinds of courses? Ms. Yulia, the time is yours.
Okay, thank you for your question, Mr. Pius. I conduct this for this syndicate group method for 2 weeks. One first week is for my pre-test, and then the next weeks for my treatment, and then give the post-test. And according to my experience, to teach writing and speaking is still good for syndicate group method, but it's not for junior high school, but my student in university level. Is that it, Mr. Pius?
Okay. My question is, how long does it take to the ideal
Oh,
time,
the ideal time.
for
Yes,
completing
in the implementation, yes. When I choose the syndicate group method in my university level student, I give them 1, 2, 3, 4 meeting. 4 meeting is 1 month. So 1 week is for the grouping, and then they discuss in the second week, and then after they discuss in small group, they grouping again in the large group, or the group di awal, the large group, and then next they present the result of the discussion. Is this my experience, Mr. Pius? Maybe
Okay,
you can give me some.
No, I haven't done such kind of teaching method, but I want to know more about this. what I want to know is that is it enough for one meeting or two meetings to have a good what is it?
Syndicate group method.
Syndicate group methods? Because what I can imagine is it should need it takes a long time to make a group, to do the projects, and then, well, project is a cycle. Therefore, what I can imagine is it doesn't enough for one or two meetings. It requires perhaps 3 or 4 meetings. Well,
Yes.
I don't.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Pius.
Okay, and then I also have second question if I'm mistaken. Oh, no. Is it only applicable in writing course, or is it applicable for?
Yes. Writing
know.
is also, Mr. I choose this one is for writing class, reading and writing class in in university level student.
Reading and writing courses?
Yes, reading and writing class.
Okay. What about the speaking and listening? Is it possible?
I think it's possible for speaking, sir.
Okay.
For listening, I don't try this syndicate group method before.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Miss Julia, and also Mr. Pius. And now for the other participants, do you still have any questions? For the first and second presenters.
I'm sorry if I haven't mistaken that in this room there are 3 topics.
Yeah, but the first presenters is not here, Miss.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that the time is enough for the 2 presenters only. Yeah, thank you for the information.
Just the 2 presenter, I think, Miss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because in state in on the rundown too, there are 3
3, yes.
topics that
3
have to
topics.
be presented in the 6th room.
Yeah, one presenter doesn't come out.
Yes, sir.
Okay, the issue of differentiated learning is very interesting, in fact, and
Yes,
it is
because yes, related with the curriculum Merdeka or independent curriculum.
Well, I think we have to be ready to every curriculum right now.
Yes, sir.
And,
It's like the common jargon that when the education minister is changed by the government and we have the different curriculum of each period.
yeah, although there are some teachers who still implement the 2013 curriculum, once or twice they have to do the differentiated learning because it becomes the new issue and it becomes a new trend in teaching. Once or twice, then the first differentiated learning method should be applied. It will become the new trend in the future. That's why we need to learn a lot about this.
It is challenging, actually, sir.
Challenge for the teachers. It's a
Yes.
hard challenge.
Challenge from the teachers and challenge from the students because the students
Yes.
are familiar with
Yeah.
community learning.
Yes.
They are
The
familiar
teacher.
with learning in groups. They are familiar with belajar bersama. And then
Yes, sir.
The
And
teacher in Sekolah Penggerak, the teacher did a diagnostic test for the differentiate students.
yes, Of course, in sekolah penggerak, it becomes the mandatory for the
Yeah.
teachers to apply the differentiated learning. But in the
Yes.
future, I believe that it will become, well, perhaps it is not an obligatory for all teachers or all schools, but at least a teacher once or twice or perhaps 3 times have to be able to implement the differentiated learning. This is, of course, the teachers in sekolah penggerak pun they still have difficulties in
Yes,
doing this.
challenging. It's very challenging.
This is not simple, especially. So think about this. Di sekolah inklusif,
Yes.
and di sekolah inklusif itu ada beberapa siswa yang tidak mungkin diterapkan differentiated learning. Lalu bagaimana? So there are some students who needs extra help.
Yes.
Siswa-siswa yang berkebutuhan khusus itu tidak bisa lalu dibiarkan begitu saja untuk dilakukan differentiated learning. Mereka tidak bisa belajar apa-apa.
They need shadow teacher.
Yes, of course. So that's one of the choice, shadow
Yes,
teacher.
Shadow teacher.
There are perhaps another
Shadow.
choice. There are perhaps more than one choices. Then we need to learn a lot about this. Teachers are still challenging about this. Thank you very much for your sharing.
You're
Okay,
welcome, sir.
you're welcome.
It's a good suggestion for us, maybe.
Wundari,
Yes, Pak. I'm here.
do you want to say
Listening
something?
Listening to your discussion.
Wundari, do you want to
Maybe,
ask question?
Is
No. Thank
limited
you.
time
Okay.
or not, Miss Risa? Or what time we have to come back to the main
We
room?
have to back to the main room at 2
At
at
2.
2 p.m. Yes, please. So we still have time to do the
I was in
Q&A
Sanata
session.
Dharma, Pak Pius, yesterday.
Kenapa?
APSPBI.
I was in Sanata Dharma yesterday.
Oh ya,
SPBI.
sudah kembali ya?
Ya.
Sudah kembali ke Sidoarjo, Bapak.
Baik, kita sambung galing. Ya. Saya sudah lama sekali tidak ke Sidoarjo.
Tahun berapa Bapak terakhir berkunjung?
Ya sebelum pandemi
Oh, iya.
Iya.
di Yohanes Gabriel. Sering ke sana dulu sebelum pandemi, sering ke sana untuk si kompetensi guru.
Oh,
Iya.
Hang on. Julia,
Yes, sir.
why did you do the pre-experimental research? Why did you not do the complete experimental research?
In this or in my research, this pre-experimental research is more. I think it's more simple to conduct in junior high school, and the result is maybe can see when we got the post-test the last, so we can see the from pre-test and post-test. When I conduct full, not free, this more time to get the data, sir.
will be more interesting if you do the true experimental research. You can compare the result of
Yes.
the implementation with other kinds of methods.
Oh,
Because
okay, sir.
when,
Yes. Okay, it's okay, Jason.
because the pre-experimental research, some people say it is not research.
Yes.
And compare the pre-test and post-test. Of course, there will be a significant.
The significance.
Yes, you taught them. You have taught them, but it's okay. I just curious, why did you not do the experiment?
Okay, thank you for suggestion, sir.
Did you also interview the students?
Yes, but not all of the student in that class. Just 5 or 6 student I interview.
So what did you get once again? From-
6 student I got the interviewing from this observing.
And then what is the?
Uh,
Are they happy?
Based on the 6 student when I got the interviewed, one of them maybe is more or good grade
Response.
or good mark. Yes, so they can she can mengikuti. Jadi so they mengikuti proses pembelajarannya, ya, they implemented. So the other maybe 5 of them just kalau kita istilahnya nimbrung, atau di situ mereka hanya berdasarkan salah satu teman di grup itu aja. Seperti itu, so.
nempel gitu.
Ya, nempel.
Yeah, because it's very important to know the response of the students, whether
Yes,
they
I
like
see.
or not,
Yes.
whether they enjoy or not, whether they really learn or not with the kind of methods that you apply. Okay, thank you. I think
Yes,
that's all.
yes. You're welcome, sir. So thank you for your suggestion.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Pius, and also on the participant for the active participation today. So we still have 5 minutes. So for the other participants, do you still have another questions or another issue to raise in this room? If not, I think now we can finish the parallel session in this room. And after this, please kindly leave this breakout room and please kindly join another breakout room because we still have 5 more minutes. And after that, return to the main room for the plenary session. So thank you very much for the fruitful discussion and also the active participation. And everyone have a great day. Thank you.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome, Miss Risa.
Welcome, Miss
Thank you,
Risa.
Mr. Pius.
Thank you, Mr. Pius.